What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling. Wrestling is good.
Why do you do that? Oh. Why not?
It's fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcome you to this week's episode of Spot Show live stream with me, Ronald Ray. Appreciate everybody tuning in. As usual, if you're on live, join us in the chat, say hello, or get some comments about the topics I talk about tonight. But if you do watch this, on the replay, also leave a comment. Just say hello, even just to say hello. Be cool with me. Nobody bites in here. I don't bite. That's nasty. Anyway, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, also drop a like and be a champion. Hit that notification or hit the notification. Yes, hit the notification bell and be a champion. Become a subscriber. Sorry, this has been kind of a frustrating little day here. Frustrating little few minutes. It's kind of what happens when you're trying to rush things, but I do have a recap or AEW Dynamite recap show film. Just haven't been uploaded yet. I will upload it as soon as I'm done with this live stream. Other than that, how you folks doing this evening? Hopefully everybody is doing well, having a good week. It is Thursday, which means it is Friday Eve, and for some of you, Friday means payday. I get paid bi-weekly, so it's not exactly payday for me tomorrow. It is, but I will get my expense check. Hello, Joe King. QTEL. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't there in that. Wait a minute, QTEL. Is that French or Spanish? Sorry. I'm from Georgia, people. Can you tell from my accent? If I hear Spanish, I can turn around and say it, but if it's written, oh, what's up? Okay, hey, what's up? Buenos dias. Haha. Fucking with you, ain't I? Can I say fuck? 3 minutes 54. Yeah, I can say fuck now. Hello, Brenda Watson. What is that? Looks like you're flipping me off with a very tanned Stay Puft Marshmallow person. Anyway, yes. So some few little things, some rumors and innuendos. So part of the news today, I will be playing Devil's Advocate a little bit. So like I said before, hey, join us in the comments or join me in the comments. Let me know what you think. Or in the chat. Let me know what you think about the rumor and innuendo. Strong rumor, but let's play devil's advocate a little bit. First, let's get the undercard going as far as the news. Let me pull back up my notes here. Here we go. News this week, of course. First and foremost, the Wyatt 6 finally made their debut on Raw. Here's how it played out. As the crowd fell silent, ominous piano music continued to play. This was after Jey Uso punched his ticket to the Money in the Bank match. Nikki Cross was then shown crawling toward a lantern, and of course it drew a pretty good pop, revealing herself in a tattered white dress. She pointed to the back, and the camera followed, leading a hallway where people lay on the ground under Eric Rowan, who wore a bunny mask and held a Bludgeon Brothers hammer. Yes. So yeah, what'd you think about it, Joe? The grill positioning was destroyed. The blood covering the walls. Another sinister member of the family was shown sitting on a wall. The camera panned backstage. See Chad Gable with blood on the side of his head. No, he wasn't shot. He wasn't shot. I don't know. I seen that on social media. It's like, did they shoot Chad Gable in the head? No, they're not going to go that far. You be surprised they even went this far, having even a speckle of blood or blood-looking thing. Anyway, basically, they Hollywood is pretty freaking good. Finally, the camera panned up to reveal Uncle Howdy walking toward us. Uncle Howdy made his way to the arena as his family members followed him. Fireflies lit up around the arena as a new dark stable stood before us and made their way out. Uncle Howdy then picked up the lantern, posed with his new stable, and said, "We're here," he shouted before he blowing out the candle and ending the broadcast. Yes, I thought it looked cool. Have a little mixed emotions about this, or not mixed emotion like emotions or whatever, but this is one of those deals, man. They got to knock this one out of the park, I think, or it's gonna have a bad look if they don't. Let's just say that. I mean, I get it. Pay a little tribute to Bray Wyatt. Uh, we like to see stories finish, so I think this was the story that we're building up to before, unfortunately, we lost. Before we lost Bray Wyatt. But this is what they were pointing towards. Let's see. In case you didn't know who the stable members were, let's see here. Let's see. Of course, Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy. Nikki Cross is Sister Abigail. Eric Rowan, he's a rambling rabbit. Joe Gacy, the Huskus the pig, and Dexter Loomis is Mercy the buzzard. So yeah. Um, what you're gonna do with it is wreak havoc. I mean, man. Uh, Again, this is one of those deals where it's like people who are smarter than me, it's gotta have a good handle on this. That's all I gotta say about it. Um, wreak havoc, pick a target. Um, they're on Raw. Who's the top babyface on Raw right now? I guess you can say Seth Rollins, since that was the next piece of news that he did come back. I guess that's going to be your target for now. I would imagine, um, unless they're going to go ahead and blow it up and have them face the Judgment Day. But no need to really, no need to really do that now. I mean, they might wreak havoc on the paper. I mean, it seems to me they're not really heels right now or baby faces. They're just wreaking havoc right now. Maybe they wreak havoc on the main event. Um, that's how they, kind of ignite the feud with Judgment Day. Maybe, who knows? Or with Seth Rollins. Um, hmm. Like I said, I'm glad I'm on this side of it. Because she can fantasy book this thing, but and a lot of people probably have already. And the bad part about fantasy booking, they want to just throw a thing that. I mean, I don't see why they didn't. Uh, well, I'm pretty sure. I mean, are they going to wrestle like that? I mean, the original Wyatt family, they took the mask off and had if they had like some kind of jacket on, they would take that off or whatever and wrestle in jeans and t-shirt. Um, I mean, Dexter Loomis wrestled in jeans and t-shirt, so or sometimes just jeans. But yeah, I mean, they're gonna take the mask off. I mean, um, Uncle Howdy probably don't need. Looks like his mask is uh, not as uh, out there like the bunny mask. uh, and like I says, internet already knows who everybody is, so uh, maybe there's other masks underneath those masks. Like you know, Nikki Cross, she can probably wrestle on her mask and that dress. I mean, only problem I see with how I am dressed is probably the masks, the big like the bunny mask and I don't know, maybe that pig mask might work, um, or maybe another smaller mask, the buzzard one. Um, might need a might need another mask underneath that one if they want to conceal their identity, which, like I said, everybody knows who everybody is. But yeah, Uncle Howdy, he'll take the hat off, take the jacket off, and wrestle whatever clothes he's got on. Um, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to eventually. Just don't know who you want to throw them in there first. I mean, it might have made more sense if they were on SmackDown and maybe, which they're not really doing anything LA Knight either. I mean, that was the last few that they had, or Bray Wyatt had before he left and eventually would pass away, unfortunately. Um, I mean, I guess the number one babyface in the whole company would be Cody Rhodes, if you want to go that route. Uh, but yeah, there's a lot of. I just know they they gotta do good. uh, Wreck Havoc as much as I can, I guess. Not be made look weak. Uh, because like I said, this. Yeah, I mean, uh, just Chad Gable and a few, just Chad Gable really. Who? Yeah, I guess Braun Strowman was laying. Forgot who else was kind of laying. So there you go, right there. It's like why? I mean, Braun Strowman is a former Wyatt family member. Why did they attack him? Um, maybe he's the one that except for he's kind of busy with yeah, Carmelo. But is he really anybody right now? I mean, I guess it'll be like an opponent for somebody to kind of lay out. Um, gosh, it's kind of hard to see who who's all kind of laying. And Ricochet's about to be gone, even though he gets getting beat up by Braun Breaker. But it looks like they're going to throw Braun Breaker in that Intercontinental picture. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe Carmelo wants revenge against one of them. So he might be like a first opponent on Raw, and then be like easy pickings for Eric Rowan or Dexter Loomis, or maybe probably not. You know, I was about to say Captain Howdy. Uh, oh, what was that movie called? Strangeland or something? Strangeland with Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. Oh, that was an old movie. Uh, an old, not worldwide movie. On top of that, um, but yeah, that's I mean, it really ain't. Only thing I know, like I said, I really ain't put much thought into it. I just kind of like a lot of fans, just popped when I seen it. Then reality kind of set in to me was they gotta knock this. Like I said, knock it out of the park. This is they gotta do good on this one. Uh, can't be one of those just do a little and drop it, uh, or tarnish the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, um, any way they can. Well, I'm talking about the movie Strangeland, 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 Strangeland. And I think Dee Snider's character was named Captain Howdy. I think that was his name. Yeah, they give some of you kids a little bit what Strangeland is about. Put it to you this way: if you're on a Bumble date or a Tinder date, uh, don't watch this movie with her or him. Um, doesn't send, doesn't send good vibes. Uh, uh, but see, we talk about everything here. But I mean, I thought Strangeland was a pretty good movie. Anyway, back to wrestling. Uh, like I said, I just think that they're just going to have to. Man, is it echoing real? Am I echoing real bad, or is it just me? Do I sound good? Movie was from okay. Oh yeah, I got that part. But there was no internet when Stay Hungry was out. Anyways, plus I'm not. To- as far as Twisted Sister, I like their hit songs. I think I had their greatest hits album CD. Excuse me. Um, but still wasn't like engulfed in all that of Twisted Sister. The videos, basically, yeah. The videos were funny as hell. So yeah, not sure what the plans are for the Wyatt 66, but hopefully they let's just say it could be interesting and be worth watching. So uh, let's go on to something else. And speaking of Seth Rollins, Seth Rollins also made his return on Monday night. He came out, cut a promo, said the whole glad to be back thing, yada yada yada. Then Priest came in and said, "Hey, I was wanting to cash in on you, out of respect, of course, but you know, as fate would have it, he would cash in on Drew McIntyre." Uh, had a little back and forth, uh, a little promo battle there. Then finally, Priest said, "Hey, don't worry about ladders, just worry about me." you want a shot at the world title? Let's go. So for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, it will be Seth Rollins and Damian Priest for that world title. But good to see him back. Hopefully he's 100% feeling good. Uh, but should be a good match. Forgot, man, I totally forgot Money in the Bank match for SummerSlam. I'm thinking 2, 3 pay-per-views ahead, I guess. Uh, but not sure if he's got a match next week or not. But like I said, good to see him back. And I guess when his lovely wife Becky Lynch uh, gets well rested, I'm pretty sure she won't be too far behind. Uh, long as the you know there's enough zeros on that new contract, I'm pretty sure she'll be back. Um, but you never said never. Uh, we'll talk about that later. It's not really have to do with Becky Lynch either. So, speaking of Wyatt family, uh, Brody Lee, AEW and Reebok has teamed up to release a special edition sneaker to tribute to late Brody Lee. By the way, I'm not sure if it was the last AEW pay per view or my fantasy booking show. I accidentally kept on. I like that. Her turn to watch a kid. Yeah, that could be it. Uh, I think I kept on calling Brody King, Brody Lee, and I very much apologize for that. Uh, Brody Lee, legend, cool, cool dude from everything I heard about. Anyway, so yeah, they're gonna release a special edition sticker in tribute to the late Brody Lee, which I didn't. When's the last time anybody in the chat? When's the last time anybody bought any Reebok? I think I was in 8th grade, and yeah, I had no 6th or 7th grade. I went to Nike, and Nike just was always more comfortable, and wore those until I think the last 2 pairs of sneakers I bought were Skechers, and they're really comfortable. I think. So anyway, the Reebok Classic Leather set for release on July 1st, 2024 honors Brody Lee's time as leader of the Dark Order. The predominantly black sneaker features purple accents, AEW branding on the lateral collar, and Dark Order's logo on the tongue. Inside, a tribute to the Exalted One is displayed, and his midsole blends purple and gray with a special homage near the heel. Uh, the outsole completes the look with black and purple. This is the second major AEW Reebok collaboration, following the Young Bucks Reebok AEW Pump Omni Young Bucks Zone 2. The AEW Reebok Classic Leather Brody Lee will be available at Champs online and in stores, retailing $90 for men's sizes. No offense, Brody Lee. No, not. I don't think I ever. Gosh, I don't think I've ever paid $90 for a pair of shoes. So joking, her turn to watch kid. Yeah, probably. I think they were supposed to go on vacation together, and they both going to watch a kid, but Rhea Ripley got hurt, so Becky playing team later, and I think her contract's about up or is up. They're negotiating. Let's see, joking. That's why I think of when I think of Brody Lee. What, sneakers? Let's see, high school Reebok. Yeah. See, uh, I dropped my Reeboks. I think 6th or 7th grade when I had that little groove line going across. Um, they're okay, but you know that kind of top of the shoe, I always wind up getting that cut or something like that, and that's why I always messed up those shoes. So I think that's why I quit wearing them. Uh, but yeah, so like I said, July 1st, you got $90, new pair of shoes. Buy you some Birdie Lead Reeboks. Me, I think I can do something better with $90 besides buy tennis shoes. Even the Skechers I have don't cost $90. Now, yeah, 50, maybe 60, I think, but uh, I'll have to look back because I think last two pairs of sneakers I did buy were Skechers and I bought on Amazon, so it probably been less than 50. All right, moving along here. Apparently, WWE is going to do some Forbidden Door type deal themselves with Pro Wrestling Noah. Um, he's going to travel to Japan uh, and compete at their what's their show called? WrestleTon. I can't read it there, but here's what the article reads. Over the weekend, it was revealed that former multi-time world champion AJ Styles will represent the WWE in a match against legendary Naomichi Marufuji and Noah's event on July 13th at the Budokan Hall. But there's more to the story. PW Insider reports that Styles won't be making the trip alone. Word is that Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson will accompany him, supporting Styles at ringside during the match. Gallows and Anderson have been working with WWE's NXT brand and were not part of Styles' recent feud with Cody Rhodes, which concluded at Clash at the Castle this past weekend. This highly anticipated encounter will mark the first ever showdown between Styles and Marufuji. So, um, anybody in the chat or anybody in the comments watching the replay familiar with Marufuji? Don't keep up with Pro Wrestling Noah that much, so drop some links of some matches. I wouldn't mind checking them out. See what this little bit of hype is about. I mean, AJ Styles in it. If he's a legend, like they say, uh, I'm gonna feel stupid if I have seen him before and just don't remember. Probably about 5 years ago, he might have had a different look. 10 years ago, since he's on legendary status, uh, I'll feel stupid if I have seen him, but because that's what happens to me sometimes. I'll like never seen that person. They show me a match from like 10 years ago. It's like, oh yeah, that's who that is. You get that way when you get my age. But so yeah, WWE's let Noah bar AJ, so should be an interesting match. Probably a 7, 8, 9 star match. You know, if you pay attention to the Dave Meltzer type deal, or if you're somebody like me, it might be just a good fucking match. Uh, we shall see. Now, to play a little devil's advocate, apparently there's been a notion. Let's see, you know how big a Japan wrestling fan I am. Don't know him. Yeah, so uh, I have no clue who he is either. Anyway, like I said, time to play a little devil's advocate. I think there's some rumors. I think something was said. Then one thing was said that kind of just blew up. Um, but apparently, Shane McMahon has been possibly talking with AEW wrestlers in particular. Alright, the article reads like this. The potential collaboration between Shane McMahon and AEW has been a hot topic on social media ever since Jim Ross suggested the idea is so crazy it might work. On the latest episode of Grilling JR podcast, Ross co-host Conrad Thompson provided more insight into the discussion. Uh, Thompson said, last week we got a little chatter online about some things we talked about. One conversation in particular really stuck out. The people were talking about it. If you recall, you said it's so crazy to think it might work depending on how it is positioned or introduced. Shane called me the other day. He's called 2 or 3 times, which I appreciate. He's always been sensitive to that sensitive to that respect. That's only a question that Shane can answer. Shane and Tony being together. How would that work? Creatively, heck, who knows? It might be great. He continued, I saw a few fans, and one in particular, who thought this was the most ridiculous thing he's ever heard. One guy in particular said JR is fucking senile now. I engaged a little bit with that. There was a friend of ours, I shouldn't say their name, but he went out of his way to text me and say, hey, that's not as crazy as you think. I know for sure that Shane McMahon has reached out to wrestlers on the AEW roster to at least hypothetically discuss the idea. Are we saying that that's going to happen? No. We are saying it's not that crazy of an idea. Like I said, playing devil's advocate here. Now I'm pretty sure. Shane McMahon, he born into it. Probably is a fan. Probably has a few of the AEW wrestlers' numbers, or probably ask one of the former WWE wrestlers at another AEW or another talent's number, or that's what it was. It could have been John Moxley, could have been Edge, could have been Claudio Castagnoli, could have been Daniel or Bryan Danielson. Who else used to work for WWE? Who's there now? Could be any of these talents, or it could have been talent that he was trying to get signed with WWE at one time. Could have been Swerve Strickland. Maybe just call and say, hey, how things going there? Or I just saw your match. Looked awesome. Keep it up. Just a friendly call. Uh, or maybe he's kind of like playing scout, talent scout for the WWE. Who knows? Uh, but now, last week when we were talking about who can come in and book AEW, we didn't factor in one thing. Well, I didn't factor in one thing. A lot of chefs in that kitchen. You got Tony Khan. You got the Young Bucks who are MVPs and have creative control. Kenny Omega, same thing. Uh, who else? Who's the undercard of your creative office? Jerry Lynn maybe and Christopher Daniels. I forgot. Last time I looked, there seemed to be a lot of chefs in that kitchen. Uh, uh, no secondhand cooks, no pre-order cooks, no appetizer cook, no small dish cook. What I'm not that familiar with fancy restaurant logo, obviously. Uh, or no short order cooks. Hey, that's one of those nifty little things. Uh, but I mean, if you watch Hell's Kitchen, it seems like there's a first our booking office looks like if you compare it to cooking, it'll be you know an office full of Gordon Ramsays instead of one guy or one person, one guy, one girl, either one. as the head of the table, no pun intended to Roman Reigns, and then maybe a couple other uh, committee members, and because you got a big roster, you got to understand it's a big freaking roster. Uh, that's got to be taken care of. So, and give something, something for them to do. Besides, if you watched Dynamite last night, kind of a cluster there. Like I said, I'll have my recap show up after this, but it just seemed that this is having one or two guys involved in every little thing. Uh, but I digress. But I'm pretty sure. Let's just say there is talks, and Shane McMahon is like, okay, more like Waffle House cooks. Do not, do not demean the good name of the Waffle House. Do not say a negative word about the good name of the Waffle House. Um, okay, Waffle House not as good as it used to be, except for the Grand Slam big breakfast thing. That's awesome. And their hash browns are always awesome. A little bit of cheese, a little bit of chili on top. If that's not a heart attack waiting to happen, I don't know what is. Um, but anyway, and first of all, I think I did see this on social media. It's like, okay, what about the things he said about his dad, whatever? Yeah, Tony Khan's gonna be eating a lot of crow about that, but that's between him and Shane to work out. Everybody's gonna, you're gonna have those people. I think everybody's gonna kind of pop for it, but you're gonna have those people who think they're holier than a neutered monk, going, "Oh my god, I can't believe, can't believe they put my man. If he's probably not gonna get in. He's probably not gonna stand. Blah 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 blah." Get over it. the fi- judgment hasn't been ordered yet on that case, but anyway, we're talking about Shane McMahon, and I'm pretty sure he's smart to know. He's probably one of these. He's looking at it. He probably don't want really have nothing really to do to AEW, so he's going to have to do a deal that Tony Khan's not going to say hey to. I'm pretty sure part of that deal will be he becomes part owner. All your EVPs done. Get rid. All your EVPs are not EVPs no more. They're just talent. Uh, I'll hire a couple, you know, what do you want to call it? Co-bookers, uh, creative people, maybe people that already have like Jerry Lynn and Christopher Daniels. Like, okay, you guys seem good. Let's look. Let's let's turn this clusterfuck into just a good fuck. Let's let's hot to and spit on this thing. I couldn't resist, and that popped in my head. Sorry. Um, I laugh at my own bad jokes sometimes. Yes, I do. But anyway, uh, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be some of that, uh, which means he'll probably want to buy into the company and say, okay, part of this is mine. I want a piece of it. And if I am a owner, I'm going to definitely be in the thick of things. And this is what I'm going to want. All these 25 other EVP, executive vice presidents, gone. Especially if they're in ring talent, gone. They're just talent now. I see. What we was talking about last week, I totally forgot about that part. Or did I mention it? Did I mention it? I can't remember. But like I said, there's a lot of cooks in there. It's like, nope, I'm your Gordon Ramsay. uh, I'm your head Waffle House cook. Uh, but let's turn this Waffle House into the Rouge Chris. There we go. Or Hell's Kitchen restaurant. Blah blah blah. Or name the fanciest restaurant. I don't know fancy restaurants. My fancy restaurant is going to the corner butcher shop. Yes, that's the name of it. Corner butcher shop in Winder, Georgia. Pick up me a steak, throwing it on my grill, and cooking it. That's been my fancy dinners lately, um, or last few years. Uh, I take that back. I think a couple years after the pandemic, I did go get sushi. That seems fancy to me. I'm not a fancy guy, in other words. Um, and yes, I had Applebee's like a year or so ago, and there's nothing fancy about that place. Oh my god, that was god awful. Anyway, back to the Shane McMahon thing. I'm joking. I'm sure he is being warned not to let Eddie McMahon in. I'm pretty sure he's. I mean, like I said, I'm just playing devil's advocate. But I'm also. Anybody's ever followed wrestling, never say never. You know. Ah, nobody sell WCW to Vince McMahon. WCW never go under and sell to Vince McMahon. ECW will live forever. The NWA will live forever. Um, Eric Bischoff would never appear on WWE. Bill Goldberg would never be a Hall of Famer. Sting would never be in a WWE ring or be a Hall of Famer. Randy and Bill Monkey will never win a match. See, things sometimes happen, but I do believe Shane McMahon's going to want a lot of creative control. He wants probably complete creative control. Now I don't know how creative a mind Shane McMahon is. Um, I've kind of heard Stephanie was pretty creative herself. Um, but I would have to go rewatch a lot of shooting reviews where other wrestlers had talked about the two and uh, gave their opinions as far as their how creative they are, how you know could one of them that's stepped in when uh, at a time thinking when Vance passed away, who would take over, Shane or Stephanie? But things happen now. Triple H is in control. Uh, the doofus son-in-law, and so far he's doing a pretty good job. But I mean, Vince McMahon he was he always had good. Okay, here's the thing about Vince McMahon too. He had bookers. He had Pat Patterson. He had a Finnish guy like Pat Patterson. He had, I believe, George Scott uh, when he first started taking over everything. And with George Scott, brought Ricky Steamboat, Barry Windham, Mike Rotundo, Greg Valentine, Roddy Piper, uh, basically the top stars of Mid Atlantic. Uh, a lot of stars that appeared on Starcade 83 and 84. um, and of course, you got into TV writers, but even with them, even with like Vince Russo and F. Ferrara, you know, he was probably good with saying, okay, this is good. All of this is shit. Okay, I'll quote Jim Cornette. Out of 500 bullshit ideas, this one will work, and I'll run with that one. And also, I've always heard Vince was good at filling in the blanks. And all he had a as much as people shilling a guy, he was obviously pretty good at his job that Kevin Dunn at producing, except for the whole shaky cam thing. But when he started doing that, that's when a lot of TV shows and movies started doing that shaky cam thing. So he incorporated that into it as well. So, uh, he always had the good agents to map out matches and stuff like that. Like I said, Pat Patterson, Lanza. At one time, he had Ernie Ladd. For a short period, he had Bill Watts, and you Bill Watts was like, "Nah, I can't be a, I can't be a bench coach. I gotta be the head coach." Uh, but even Bill Watts said there's only one Titan at Titan Towers, and that was Vinnie Mac. But yeah, he had Vince Russo, but of course we seen Vince Russo away from Vince McMahon. Uh, I mean, look how crappy WCW kind of got. Uh, some of the TNA stuff was good, but I think you had enough people there to go, okay, this is because in TNA you also had judgment. You had people booking other little things. Uh, Savio Vega, Dutch Mantel, even Jeff Jarrett. Um, and see, there's another guy. I don't think he's. Uh, I think he's kind of played for the most part. He'll do a match here, but I think he's well enough knows that his time time to be a main event and all that good stuff long gone. He probably don't want to take too many more bumps anymore. He could probably be. I mean, it'll be worth a shot. It's giving no worse than what they got. Uh, did think about him when I was talking about bookers and stuff. Uh, I didn't mention Dutch Mantel because I listen to his podcast. He's pretty much done with it. He'll do his podcast. I think he's making a living off that, so he don't care. Or podcast slash YouTube channel. Uh, they got a lot of subscribers, a lot of views. Uh, don't think they do the whole super chat thing. Uh, but anyways, but yeah, I think Shane McMahon would want like the final say so, complete control. Uh, enough with 25 EVPs. They're not happy about it. Screw them. Call Hunter. They'll give you a nice spot in it or on NXT. I'd joke around about that. That's a good question. For everybody. Say if Kenny Omega and Bucks have fallen out with Tony Khan, or just said, you know what, we're about towards the end of our careers. Let's make one little run in WWE. You think Hunter will hire him, or Paul Triple H Levesque? Um, and you think uh, just using to put other guys, or give him the few wins and primarily put other guys, main event people over? Because I would trust Triple H doing that more than other people. Build up a good story, build build the talent up, build a story, have that match, and maybe win or lose. But then maybe build you back up again. If you get pretty good, if you get pretty good odds, if you get good reaction from the crowds and keep getting them, he, Triple H is going to keep using you, and he'll use you good. Same thing with Kenny Omega, but Kenny Omega might be. I don't know how bad his physical problems are, so he might be like, no, I'm through with the wrestling too. Who knows? I'm not saying, even though I'm not a big fan of Young Bucks, they are talented. Uh, Kenny Omega, I had no problem with Kenny Omega. Omega's pretty decent. I don't Bucks. I just couldn't. I mean, as a fan's perspective, just being a fan, just never was a fan of the Young Bucks, even though they were good. Doesn't mean you gotta like them. Gotta hate somebody. That's the whole point of having heels and baby faces, right? The whole reason you cheer and boo. Got people you like and people you don't like. But how do I digress to all these other bullshit instead of the bullshit I'm mainly talking about? But anyway, Shane McMahon. Like I said, I don't know how good he is. I don't know how good he can put things in order. Am I saying do you have to be just like WWE? No. You don't need. You don't need the Hollywood thing like you just seen with the Wyatt 6-6. Uh, they do that sometimes, but you don't need the backstage stuff a lot. You don't need gobbledygookers and TL hoppers, which okay, WWE don't do that now. But some characters are good. Bring in somebody a character that actually fits them. The House of Black, it fits Aleister Black or Malachi Black, wherever he is in or AEW, it fits him. That's part of his personality. He's into that shit. That's why it works for him. Um, I mean, can you do wrestling? You can do wrestling. You still do great storytelling without having a big uh, Hollywood type production of WWE, if that makes sense. You can keep it because, like I said, I've seen indie shows in Georgia that seems more fluid than more in order, more fluid than AEW. But you can keep being fluid. You don't have to be Hollywood like WWE. You kind of keep that independent spirit. Because see, I'm a big independent movie fan. Uh, yes, the Kevin Smiths and the Quentin Tarantino's in the '90s got me liking independent movies. The thing I like about independent movies is they're low budget, so they don't have a bunch of glitz and glam and you know the you know special effects and stuff like that. A lot of practical effects. A lot of your horror movies are independently made. Use a lot of practical effects. But if you do watch like a regular, like non-indie or non-horror, say an indie comedy, they're usually more grounded, more better story, better dialogue, uh, without the hoopla. Even some independent action movies, more grounded. They gotta be more grounded because they ain't got the budget of course, of a, say, a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie or a Transformers movie, you know. Uh, but they're a little more grounded, action packed, good dialogue, and everything else. AEW can be that way. They can have that independent type movie spirit or spirit of indie without, first of all, without killing each other. I mean, good gosh. I mean, going there have you're gonna have diversity in your talent too. Can they all be 5'10", buck 05, flying over the ring? No. You see one or two of those matches, they look cool, they look fun, but start seeing 5 or 6 of the same ones, and sometimes they are the same ones. They have the same flow to them. It gets boring. Kind of like I was saying about the death matches. It's like, yeah, I can see one death match, but if I gotta see a whole, like 5 or 6 death matches on one card of one sitting, I'm not. I like a little diversity. No, yeah, give me who is it? Um, yeah, give me a trying to think, a Darby Allen versus a uh, who's that little guy? Who's that other little guy? Damn it, can't think. Don't not Adam Cole because Adam Cole wrestles too much. Tries to wrestle too much like a heavyweight. Uh, an Adam Cole or Phoenix versus you know a Darby Allen. Yeah, they're gonna do a lot of flips, take a lot of risks. That's what they do. Or Lucha Bros versus Young Bucks. Yeah, they're gonna do a lot of flips, even at this time in their careers. A lot of flips, a lot of risk taking. Okay, that's good for one match. Now, give me a couple of ass kickers in there. Tell me, who's that guy who faced MJF last night? Roosh, like a couple nicknames, Spanish nicknames, and Roosh. Uh, give me him and the Moxley. Let them uh, throw hands at it. Then give me a couple of technical guys. Give me a Kyle O'Reilly versus Claudio Castagnoli. Let them go out and have a technical uh, move for move exchange and stuff. Catch as catch can, whatever you want to call it. Uh, grounded, grounded match. And when you do your storylines, have them grounded. The more grounded they are, the more people can relate to them. And when you got people who can relate to that, then that's how you get more viewers. Will you ever beat WWE? No, don't worry about it. Just have that healthy alternative, that people can watch. Um, that's all I'm saying. Did I go off on a tangent enough, chat? Should I go on go on to something else since I totally screwed up the whole Shane McMahon deal, trying to play devil's advocate into another rant about AEW. And I say this because I care. I want an alternative. When I was a kid, I mean, I go back to my when we sometimes talk about old school stuff on Wrestling Gold Friday night. Um, Diversity is good. More places where people work, it's good. Did they have the same exact wrestling in Texas as they did in North Carolina? No. Um, they're a little stiffer, a little more snug than they were. I mean, the Crockett's, especially around 85, 86, you had a couple. I mean, come on, Ron Garvin. I mean, uh, and Wahoo McDaniel. Good gosh. Uh, Back when the WWE Network first started, I watched some of the old Crockett WTBS shows. I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, I feel sorry for these poor enhancement talents. They got to face Ron Garvin or Wahoo McDaniel or the Road Warriors. Oh my gosh, poor guys. hope they got more than $500. That hope they got more than $50. I mean, I can see why now. When I watch shooting reviews and you know, and guys be talking, it's like, oh, we got to wrestle Brad Armstrong, good. We got to wrestle Midnight Express, good. Ah, Ric Flair, oh, great, awesome, no problem. Road Warriors, Wahoo, ouch. Ron Garvin, ouch. I'm gonna get that shit chucked out of me. But anyway, uh, being diversified is good. Uh, and I don't mean by the woke thing. I mean styles, personalities, characters. I mean, look at Brody King. I mean, he's a pretty talented big guy, despite what I might think about him. Pretty talented big guy. We need a good big guy to face him. Just he needs his own Abdul the Butcher to his Bruiser Brody, or vice versa. A guy who's big, can move and throw hands with. I mean, that would be awesome. Uh, another thing would be awesome. Like when I was putting in my fantasy booking card, I had first match I had Ray Fence going against Dragon Lee. If you like high flying, and there's gonna be a match between those two, it's probably gonna be a pretty freaking good high flying match. Anyway, uh, sorry Shane, maybe some other time we uh get to you, but that's what I'm saying. I think if Shane comes in, he's gonna want he's gonna want the say so, not Tony Khan. Tony Khan just he'll probably say, look, Tony, just write the checks. That's all we want. Write the checks. That's your job. Write the checks. If you want to go out, say hello to the crowd. Hi guys. Hi, Atlanta, Georgia, and Duluth, Georgia. Would you like a pay-per-view here? Tony, where's our pay-per-view? Motherfucker. And I will say, I can understand the TV ratings being low. I will say this about AEW. I can understand the TV shows being low, ratings being low, because there's nothing to for people to grasp on as far as story or whatever. But their live shows should be doing good. Now they're watching these guys live. TV does nothing. It looks okay on TV, but seeing these guys and girls do what they can do live is a whole nother level. There should be a packed house every night, at least. There should be at least fans there. But again, what draws wrestling fans, uh, besides the wrestling, is sometimes story. So anyway, can I get an amen from the chat? I say I can't get an amen because I've preached too much. And hey, yes, I did preach about WWE needing, I was fair. I preached about how they needed to knock the whole Wyatt 6-6 out of the park. Don't know how they got to knock it out of the park, but I haven't thought that far along yet. AEW, I thought a lot about. I enjoy watching. There's some stuff I like, stuff I don't like. WWE, stuff I like, stuff I don't like. Anyway, let's see here. What else did I promise this week? Okay, gonna do a little Clash at the Castle recap. Uh, if you want to listen to my full recap of WWE's Clash at the take two Clash at the Castle premium live event, check out my review. It's up. Of course, check it out after this or tomorrow. It's always going to be up there. Check it out soon. But I'll say I don't think this was a great premium live event. It was okay. I kind of went into it knowing that it's going to be kind of a glorified Raw or SmackDown, and I think that's what we got. Uh, only sad part about this, I was 4-1 in my predictions, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think I was 4-1 in my predictions. Oh, could be 4-2, but well, it might have been 3-2. Excuse me. Because some of these matches is all over the place. Anyway, fuck it. Let's go with it. Um, so first match of the night was, oh, there we go, right button. Was the I Quit match between Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. This is one of those, I think, the ending killed the match. You know how you watch a movie, then it's good until the ending, then the ending just ruins it, or sometimes vice versa. The match is or the movie's bad, but that ending kind of just makes you go, what the f? This is one of those. Hey, this thing is freaking good. Not as good as the last one, but still pretty freaking good. Then the ending. Uh, Cody did win. Didn't think he wasn't going to win, but it's just that where he just takes a still step and was about to hit AJ, then he all of a sudden quits. And another spot I didn't like about that match was the whole Cody did pass out, but they didn't stop the match. That spot, I don't know who agented that spot in the match. That to me, I was like, okay, any other time it'll be match over. Let's go. But now if it was AJ probably passing out or doing the whole Total Buncher Man MTA ending where maybe Cody, since he's had the handcuffs, was choking AJ, or yeah, Cody was choking AJ with the handcuffs, and then AJ just saying yes, yes, did say I quit, did say yes, and then later on you probably have another match built upon you know AJ saying, hey, I didn't say I quit, I just said yes, I didn't say I quit. You're supposed to say I quit, but oh well, because that was Total Blanchard's whole thing for years. Even after Manham's accident, they did a angle on TV where he pondered on that. But like I said, good match, crappy ending. All right, next match. This is the one I got wrong. This was the three-way women's match or the triple threat tag team match for the women's tag team championship. Bianca Belair, Jay Carhill, the champions, come against the unholy union of Alda Fire and Isla Dawn, along with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. I would have liked to see Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark win this, but they didn't win. But they did give it to the hometown girls, Fire and Dawn, which uh, the ending was pretty good. Again, Jay Carhill's taking a lot of heat for that. And let's face it, how many springboard moves have we seen Jay Carhill try to do? I can't really remember any. I'm pretty sure she has attempted and landed, but on this show, she got the hot tag, trying to springboard move, and slipped off the top rope. It happens. She's what, 5'10", whatever. She doesn't need to be. She's a power wrestler. She don't need to be doing springboard moves. So again, whoever the agent on that one was that said get the okay for that spot, and give her credit. She was trying to do something a little new, and it kind of backfired. Um, but she almost botched like a power slam too. But again, she's a puppy of big paws. Uh, Now this is one of those deals, I was kind of thinking about too. It's like, man, they can turn that into a big angle. Uh, you know, maybe Jay's like, they say she's on SmackDown. Yeah, people need to watch Botchamania. There's everybody botches here and there. Gosh, I mean, I've watched some old classic wrestling and seen people who are legends, uh, botch a move here and there. But I mean, it's going to happen. But Jade Cargill, she's getting a lot of slack because she's coming in, she's on the main roster. But here's a storyline. Hey, how about uh, Nick Aldis one day that says, okay, we're gonna have to send you to or back to NXT. Turn this to a big angle. Watch her grow. Watch her get better. Let her be down there. Watch her get better. Then have this big redemption story of she comes back to the main roster. She is a whole lot better, and she kicks everybody's ass. Maybe that seems like a good freaking angle, but I know they won't do it. And the fans won't. I don't think the fans will buy it either, because that's the way they could be. You gotta be Mr. 10-star match or Miss 10-star match, which a lot of women ain't, but because when she was AEW, all the internet wrestling fans, loved her. She's the greatest thing since Goldberg. Uh, okay, they don't like Goldberg, but you get my drift. But again, she's a puppy with big paws. She's gonna be hopefully coached right. Take it easy. Work on your strengths. uh, and say if she keeps doing it, because who's Dana Brooke. Remember, she was getting a lot of slack for her botches, but she eventually did get better. But unfortunately, uh, she never did get over because of that. So, but she wound up did get over. And I think there was some little Twitter spat with Baszler and Carhill, saying, hey, Stark landed about 3 springboard moves, but you see Zoe Stark work. Zoe Stark has done plenty of springboard moves. I mean, that springboard dropkick is a thing of beauty. Uh, but anyway, like I said, the Unholy Union, the hometown girls, Fire and Dawn, they wind up winning the match. So it gives a kind of good feel good story for them. All right, whoops. All right, next match for the Intercontinental Champion was Sami Zayn defending against Chad Gable. Uh, you done seen him in a few matches. This is probably one of their. It was decent, but not one of their best. Uh, I mean, it was pretty good. Of course, Gable had Otis and Maxine Dupree at ringside because Tozawa, I guess, can't fly airplanes, so he went there. Uh, but the match went to the outside. Gable had Zayn in a ankle lock. Zayn got out of it, but caused Gable to clip Dupree's knee. This did not bode well for Otis. Did not like that shit, not one bit. So he carried her away to the ring, and as Gable was distracted, he got the haluva kick, and Sami Zayn got the 1, 2, 3, keeps the belt, tells Gable like, "Hey, this is over. I got other people to deal with now." And if you seen Monday, oh my god, anybody see Raw Monday? Speaking of awesome spots, jeez, uh, Braun Breaker and basically a foot race with Ludwig Kaiser and pretty much speared the shit out of him. That was pretty neat to see. I thought that was pretty neat. Let's see. Next up, we had the match for the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley defending against Piper Niven. Niven held her own. I enjoyed this match for what it was. Niven kind of pretty much dominated most of the match, but Bailey got the crucifix on her and rolled her up for the 1, 2, 3. Good finish for what it is. Don't really see her rose planted anybody or giving her the. Even though she tried, I think she did hit it from the top rope, maybe, or just surprisingly was able to get it. But she wasn't gonna get it with a Bailey to belly suplex. But Chelsea Green, she was entertaining. She gets thrown out, puts a mask on, comes back in, then gets tossed around. But yeah, cool to see Bailey keep it. Nothing against Piper Niven, but this is Bailey's little time to shine for right now. Not sure who they got set up for her next. So this brings us to the main event. I think I was wrong about I was thinking maybe Drew McIntyre might win it. Then have CM Punk cause him to lose at SummerSlam. But guess this is going to work out better to a point. Who knows now? It was Damian Priest defeating Drew McIntyre to keep the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Good match. Was that a spot or did that mean to happen? If that wasn't meant to happen, they made it look like it was meant to happen. Let's just say that. Like I said, things happen. They're going to happen, but they worked through it. They still got where they needed to be. Of course, CM Punk comes in at the end after the referee gets taken out, makes a 2 count, and reveals himself. So, hey, I'm not a referee. I'm CM Punk. F you. Then decided to kick Drew McIntyre in the elbows. The South of Heaven chokeslam. Sorry, I had to remember what it was. South of Heaven chokeslam on McIntyre and Damian Priest. Yeah, he has CM Punk, but he didn't win with the help of Judgment Day. So, like I said earlier, now it's going to be Damian Priest going against Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank for the World Heavyweight Championship. Again, that might be a word place for the White Six Rex Havoc on. I'd definitely be interested to see a Damian Priest versus Gunther match myself. I think it'd be kind of interesting. A couple big, tall, heavy hitters going at it. But so far, right now, as far as Money in the Bank is concerned, they do have Jey Uso's done qualify for the men's. Io Sky's done qualified for the women's. I think there's supposed to be another three-way triple threat next week featuring Braun Strowman, Bronson Reed, and Chad Gable. But I guess Chad Gable's going to be hurt, so therefore he might not be in it. Thought they was going to put the Creed brothers maybe with Chad Gable, but I think one of them probably said something about Nia Jax's booty, and maybe their push got cut. Maybe that angle got cut because of that. I don't know. Yeah, I think he said something about Bailey and Nia Jax's booties, and probably got him in a little bit of trouble. It's not 1984, kid. It's 2024, and you can't say anything too public about women's booties anymore. Even though the biggest sensation of the week is a hot Tui got spit on that thing girl this week, which is freaking. I swear these people on social media like TikTok stuff like that, they got way too much time on their hands. But I heard you can splice stuff and make it. You can make it good. It's not that hard. It's just I've never tried it, so. But I will take a Kaiser versus Priest match after the match he had with Snow White. Snow White. Who's Snow White? Oh, Sheamus. I think about it for a minute there. Sheamus. Sheamus Snow White. Ah, man, he's a walking jar of mayonnaise. Sheamus. I mean, Kaiser can handle his own, but looks like he's kind of in the feud with it. Seems like they may be trying to put him in an Intercontinental title picture uh, with Braun Breaker. And here's another thing. Yeah, you talking about the Sheamus and Braun Breaker? Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good match. There was a little slip up in that match. It happens. Uh, I still wish they just quit calling him Braun Breaker, call him Braun Steiner, and give him a move besides the spear. I got two other people using the spear. Heck, Jay Uso uses a spear as a setup move for the Uso splash sometimes. But but yeah, that was a good match. Kaiser's good. Um, I rank Kaiser pretty high. Oh, the Kaiser match from yeah, it's Kaiser and Sheamus. That was a good match too. Like I said, Kaiser's pretty freaking good. I thought him and Vinci was a good tag team, but I guess uh it was time for them to split up. Let Kaiser do his thing, still be a part of Imperium. Um, because right now Gunther is the star, but Kaiser, man, dude can talk, dude can work. He's got a good look about him. Little, not skinny, but I mean, at least he has some. You know, he looks like he's visited a gym. He does his cardio. He does his some weightlifting. He stays in pretty good shape. He does his sit ups, obviously, or his yeah pull ups, sit ups, pull ups, whatever. He's got an ab roller. Remember those? I was looking at something old the other day and uh, had an old ad for the ab roller. I think I was watching this like an old wrestling show. I forgot which one it was. It was on YouTube. I fell asleep. You know how YouTube kind of it'll play other stuff, and this is one of those. Yeah, him Gunther on top of my list. Yeah, Braun. I think he's gonna be pretty good. Like I said, just call him Steiner. Everybody knows he's a Steiner. Uh, but Gunther, he's after Seth Rollins, he's got the shot at Priest at SummerSlam, which I think it's gonna be a good one. I mean, Gunther's pretty freaking good too, and he can talk. I think he'd be a fine world heavyweight champion. Uh, Not that he wrestles like Holly Race or anything like that, but he is looks like an old school world champion. Where yeah, he's a world champion, but you're not gonna. Nobody's gonna try to um, do anything cute with him. Kind of like back in the Luthez era and stuff like that, and Holly Race. Yeah, that SummerSlam match should be pretty good. Might need to see if I'm free on that. Might have to throw some steaks on the grill or something like that on that one. Um, I'll look at the calendar later, but might have to, because that's might be a pretty daggum good pay per view. Because even though, yeah, I know supposedly, oh, am I still on? Anyway, supposedly Drew McIntyre uh quit the WWE. Yeah, right. I won't be surprised if he don't show up on SmackDown. But I'm pretty sure that they're gonna finally have their match, and that's like I was saying that last week. One of the most interesting storylines right now in the WWE involves two guys who hasn't even touched, or two guys who hasn't even had a match yet. So, uh, but in AEW, you get a couple guys who are doing other things, do a face off. Holy shit! Holy shit! Uh, anyway, yeah. Uh, Looks like the lights getting kind of low for this big guy. About to do a little plug here before I call it a night. Every Tuesday, I do a wrestling trivia video called Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Uh, every Tuesday, I ask 5 questions concerning the sport of professional wrestling. Uh, that's how you do it. Yeah, that it's definitely how you do it. I mean, this if one person's hurt, the other person's kind of hurt, but still going. You already kind of put the seeds to it. Just give him that mic. That's all you gotta do with some people. Yes, even with Drew McIntyre. Look how uh, Drew McIntyre his mic work recently has been uh, he's hitting home runs with those. And CM Punk, say what you will about him, dude is one of the most talented guys on the mic too. Always has been. That's part of the reason he got where he is. Uh, and yes, he does do the pipe bomb thing, but hey, sometimes you need a little umph. I wait again. I throw the name out, Shane Douglas. Why do you think he was so over in ECW? He dropped those pipe bombs. Okay, a lot of people in ECW dropped did mic bomb or pipe bombs, but he did it. Anyway, back to my plugs. Yes, every Tuesday I do a trivia show called Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Check it out and share with friends. Play along with friends. Let me know how you do. That is Wrestling Trivia Tuesday every Tuesday. Also, I do a WWE recap show or WWE Raw recap show. Usually try to drop that on Tuesdays, but this week I did drop it on Wednesday or yesterday. So check that one out. Uh, didn't go fully in depth with the uh, six group, but as I did here, still I gotta do a little more thinking about it to figure out what I would actually do with this. But I'm pretty sure they got a plan, and if they didn't have a plan, they won't be out there. But anyway, again, check out my Raw recap show. Also, I do a AEW Dynamite recap show. This week is done in film. I just got to upload it. As soon as I'm done with this live stream, I will upload it. Speaking of Thursday and this stream, every Thursday I do a live stream called Spot Show Live Stream with me, Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. Uh, Basically discussing today's news, uh, or wrestling news in the current era, of course. Next week we'll have a Forbidden Door, or I'll have a Forbidden Door uh, prediction show. Uh, all the matches that I will know by the time next week comes around. Of course, I'll probably add something on Rampage and Collision, but whatever. Not sure I'm gonna be watching Forbidden Door. It is on a Sunday. Maybe I don't know about that one yet. Anyway, uh, but I will at least be doing a prediction show and see how well my predictions turn out. If you're not digging the new wrestling or today's product, check out Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I talk about the classic, old school, good old wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling. Uh, it is called Wrestling Gold Friday Night. Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Saturday morning in Japan, and 5 a.m. Saturday morning in India. Again, that's Wrestling Gold Friday Night. This week, we'll do our Today in Wrestling History, and we'll be doing a watch along with or featuring the UWF, the Universal Wrestling Federation, the real, only true UWF promotion. Not the Herb Abrams. We're talking about the Bill Watts Universal Wrestling Federation TV show, hosted by Jim Ross. You want to see how good Jim Ross? You gotta see how good Jim Ross was back then too. Jim Ross was. You knew he was going to be very good at what he did, and maybe I won't talk too much over it, but Jim Ross is pretty good. I'll try to not talk too much about how the links and all that good stuff. Figure out how to do it. But again, that does it for me for this week. Spot Show live stream. Appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate everybody in the chat that watched it live and chimed in. And like I said, if you're watching a replay, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the Wyatt 6-6. What do you think about the possibility of Shane McMahon? I know, play devil's advocate. It's all about having fun, right? That's what we like to do here, or that's what I like to do here. Other than that, you folks have a good one and take it easy. Hey there, thank you for checking this out. If you enjoyed it, share with friends, drop a like button, leave a comment. Also, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. You can also check me out on social media, Facebook at Ronald Ray, on X or Twitter is RPATRPTV46. Until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.